It's the Flow Friday Sports Show. It's Sunraysia Netball time, and the veteran Ouyen Kangas player Caitlin Vine joins me on the line to tell us all about what's happened in the last week. Caitlin, lovely to be back with you again. How you doing?
Yeah, going well. Feeling refreshed again and ready for another week in Eddie.
Well, the Ouyen A-grade girls certainly refreshed themselves on the weekend just gone because they bagged a handy 34-46 win over Robinvale. Suppose they were expected to do it, but when you've been in a bit of a rut in terms of form, it can always be a bit of a challenge. So a win on the road, I'm sure they all took with both hands, Caitlin.
Yeah, absolutely. I was lucky enough to get the call up on the weekend. We had quite a few people missing, so the teams looked very different in the senior side, but you know, we still managed to get over the line. I know there was a few people on the sidelines who felt like they were a bit nervous, but we did feel in control on the court. Robinvale still put up quite a good fight. I would say they've definitely improved throughout the season. It was a bit of an unusual game to play, and the rain started to set in as well, which made it a bit more difficult and slippery, but a really good win for Ouyen, and that just helps us progress that a little bit more as we keep pushing to be in a good spot for final.
Well, you say lucky enough to be in the A grade. You're too busy playing champagne netball in the B grade. But they did not get a win. It was still a good outcome, though, ladder-wise. Tell us more about the B grade and the other Ouyen sides before we move on and talk about the rest of the action from the A grade, Caitlin.
Yeah, so similarly in the B grade, we were missing quite a lot of players. Most of our backline was away, sunning themselves in Queensland. So we were lucky enough to get our juniors step up, and they did a fantastic effort. So again, wasn't our normal side, but we did well to keep up with Robinvale. And we managed just in the dying seconds. It felt like a final. We managed to get a draw, which we were actually really happy about. We dropped back down into fourth and then managed to get ourselves back up into second. So we'll take what we can get. We really want that second spot as we move into finals for B grade. So we were happy with that. The other girls, our other senior sides had a couple of losses, unfortunately, but our juniors, again, just impressing us every week. Our under-17 twos won 62-10, so 52-goal win, which is just incredible. Those girls have worked so hard and they're improving well. Our 15 ones had a good win as well. And then our 13 ones had a good win. And I'm sure our under 11s would tell us that even though they don't score, they had a couple of good wins as well. So our juniors certainly holding us up. And it's exciting to think that we're going to have a couple of junior sides in finals in the next few weeks.
Absolutely. Well, that's the Ouyen report done. Let's take a look at some of the other games from the A grade on the weekend just gone. We got a fairly decent game between Wentworth and Mildura. It was always going to be a big ask for Mildura to go and beat Wentworth away from home. But 57-35, as we say, the discrepancies are not huge. And when the, pressure of finals comes around, Caitlin, the hope will be that maybe Wentworth do get turned over, but no signs of it just yet. They managed to continue to do their job.
Yeah, I was really hopeful that Mildura might get that little bit closer to them after South gave them a bit of a scare the week before, but unfortunately, Wentworth's still too strong. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens in finals. But, Wentworth's still unstoppable at this stage.
Yeah, I'm almost coming across sounding anti-Wentworth here. I certainly want to clear that up. I think they're a fantastic side, but we do want at least one upset, don't we? We want an upset at some point, Caitlin.
Yeah, it can't be all sunshine and rainbows. You've got to have at least one upset, and we'll just have to wait and see when that'll be.
We'll continue to beg the netball gods. Redcliffs and Merbeen going at it, just 4 goals the difference, 44-48. Bit of a game there.
Yeah, solid win for Merbeen. They would be stoked with that. It would have been one of those goals for goals, a bit of finals fever there, nice and early. So I know Merbeen were missing a couple of players as well, so they did well to get that win.
Unerbool beating South Mildura. Is this a bit of a shock that we certainly did not see coming?
Definitely a shock. As I said, South had such a good game against Wentworth the week before, performed really well, and then a 21-goal loss against Unerbool really surprises me. It's going to be really interesting as we do head into finals when you look at the top 5 teams. No one's really come that close in their home and away games. There always seems to be quite a big margin. So it is going to be really interesting to see how people match up when we get there. But I'm getting a bit ahead of myself, I guess. We've still got a few rounds to go.
That sounds like it was all one-way traffic in that game too. So do you think maybe they had some outs? I don't know. Am I being disrespectful to Unerbool there?
I think they must have. I really do think it would have been a lot tighter otherwise. It would be interesting to know what the matchups were.
Absolutely. All right. Well, let's take a look at tomorrow's games, starting with your side up against Redcliffs at home. What are you expecting to get from Redcliffs? You'll be expected to win the game, but what are you expecting to get from them?
Yeah, well, you know what I say. There's something about Unerbool. We love it. We've got a couple of games coming up out there. So we love a bit of Unerbool fever. Redcliffe, they've probably got the smallest drive out to Unerbool than all the other teams, so they shouldn't be too tired from their early start. I think they'll be keen to just go out as hard as they can, but unless some terrible happens, we should be okay. So hoping to really solidify our team now that we've got everyone back in and really push for a solid win.
Paul Wentworth out in the Unerbool courts, I hear you say under your breath.
I know, maybe we should.
There we have it. Great stuff. So looking at some of the other games, South Mildura, they host Robinvale. What are you expecting there? Surely they bounce back at home.
Yeah, I hope they do. They'll need to really start pushing if they want to look good in August, September. So I think that they'll be pushing hard. Robinvale, as I said, we had a really good match against them on the weekend. So not to be underestimated, but I think South will get the win.
I reckon game of the round is Mildura at home to Unerbool, particularly after that upset result for Unerbool last weekend. What do you reckon?
I'd really love to see a fight game here, like a couple of goals in it. I think these two probably match up the closest at the moment for that sort of second, third position. So I'm going to say that it's going to be within a 5-goal margin, and I think maybe let's go Unerbool. Let's go an upset. I think Unerbool will win.
Oh, you're in the mood, aren't you? Merbein and Imperials is the final game taking place this weekend. How do you see that one going?
Merbein will get the win there. I think they've got their full team back in and will hopefully be successful.
The Wentworth girls get a break, and that is our Sunraysia Netball report done and dusted with Caitlin Vine for another week. Enjoy all the netball tomorrow, Caitlin, and we'll speak to you in a week's time. Take care.
Thanks. Go Kangas.